Morning to you, gang. It's Tuesday, the 10th of March, 2020. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk. A little bit later this morning. I've been out and busy doing stuff this morning. Good morning, Heidi. First in on the chat box there. Morning, young Heidi. Yes, again, not cold at all. Was it last night? No heating on here, dear. No heating. I woke up about 7 o'clock because this morning... Oh, one thing I must do. I seem to have fallen into a habit of, obviously, when I show you a picture or something, if I don't know, put some sort of video or the birthday video at the end, if while I'm playing that, I tend to hit the mute button on the microphone, and I keep forgetting to turn the damn thing back on again, as you've noticed over the last couple of shows. So I'll try and get that right for you this morning, okay? Good morning to George Bonds. Welcome to the show, George. Yeah, do that. Something else has arrived, incidentally. More prizes have arrived. And also, I've now set up PayPal so that the stuff that I've got for sale, you can get cheaper if you do it via PayPal, okay? Because then we don't lose the 30%. All right? So we'll come into that a little bit later on, okay? Good morning to Paul and Lou as well. Morning, Paul and Lou. As I say, yeah, not cold at all last night or this morning. I got up about 7 o'clock, made myself a huge amount of tea, as I always do in the morning. Had my breakfast, and then I got my bike out of the shed. Good morning, Rowan. Morning, George. And got in the car. Well, I put it in the back of the car. I had a bit of an effort getting it in. I had to move the front seat forward, and then I drove to where they're fixing my car today. It's nothing major. It's not like a big job. I am a great believer in properly doing. Sorry, let me just move that little picture over there a little bit. Properly, what do you call it? Maintaining cars. I always goes in for a service at the correct time. And speaking to mechanics, people that look after cars and things, they say that's like 2/3 of the way to keeping your car on the road is to have it regularly serviced. And I've kind of always done that. I tend to go to a main dealer for that. But if you've been following the show, you'll know that I smashed one of the back lights, well, two of the back lights actually, a month or so ago now. And I did take it into Toyota, and they quoted me an enormous £560 to replace two lights. And I thought, my God, that's a lot of money. I just wouldn't pay it. I just wouldn't pay it flat out. So I looked around here and I found a private bloke who does all sorts of cars and all sorts of repairs and bits and pieces. I took it into him. You'll know this story. Sorry if I'm repeating it and you've already heard it before. And he did tell me straight away that the lights themselves were expensive, but he quoted me for buying the lights, putting them in, which is just basically 2 bolts, and doing all the scratches. And I've got a few scuffs and scratches around the side. I'm not a particularly careful driver. I often get a little scratch or a scuff, which my 2 nephews like to inform me what a bad driver I am. Every time I see them, there's a new scratch on the car. So he's doing all that for less than I would pay for Toyota to do the lights, which is great, really. So I've pushed my bike into the back of the car and drove down. It's only about 20-25 minutes or so to this little place, and he's like in the middle of nowhere. It's funny, really. You go past this. I mean, I do feel sorry for him. What was fields, but is now going to be some sort of, modern housing. What's it called? Development. If it's private, it's a development, isn't it? So modern housing development, where all the houses, as I can see already, are starting to look like a version of Legoland. Everything looks the same. So you go down these like lanes, and where there was a field before, there's just all these masses of houses. And I think, the few houses that were there before must be pulling their hair out to see what was once just fields and sheep in front of them replaced by Legoland type houses. But, it's the old case, isn't it? You've got to build the houses somewhere. No one wants them in their back garden. Well, that's exactly what those people have got. It's a shame, really. I noticed that 2 of the houses have indeed been sold. The older houses they're kind of on one side of this little C-class road. On the other side of the road now, what was fields, houses, and they come right up to the fence. I mean, awful. Anyway, this is where this bloke's garage is. So I'm going down this little sort of muddy path thing, and I got there early, 8:15 for 8:30. And he pulled up, pulled the car in, gave him the keys, got my bike out the back, and started cycling in. Now I thought I wanted to cycle into town because, as you know, we've got these we've got stuff you can buy this now if you want. Right, we got this now. We've got clocks and hats and something else for sale now. And you can now buy these if you want to. I'll give you the prices later. All right? You can now buy those now because a load more have been ordered and they are on the way. They're being printed and they're on the way. All sorts of things. And something else, which isn't particularly expensive either. It's like £10 on the PayPal or £13 on the Super Chat. But I'll show you that a little bit later on during the programme. Right? They're quite nice. They are quite... You will laugh. You will laugh at these. So... got the bike out of the back, and I had the Google Maps out on my phone because I didn't know where a blooming hell I was. I could see the main hotel building, which there's a what's it called, the Grange Hotel, which is in Bracknell. I could see it from where my bike was. I thought, well, I've got to go that way. How do I get there? Anyway, so I've opened my Google Maps, and they've got different settings, haven't they? Like car, walking, cycling, train, bus. So I put it on the cycling one because I don't really like to go on main roads on my bike. And off it went. I find these Google Map things incredibly hard because, you know, there's an arrow pointing and you're like, well, you know, where? And you move around and it looks like the arrow moves and then you start going that way and then it tells you to do a U-turn. And then you go the other way and that tells you to, I can't work these blooming map things on phones. I'm sure younger people watching a phone find these incredibly easy to work. It's true. Have you ever opened one of those Google Maps and you're walking along and oh no, I'm going the wrong way. Then you go the other way and you're still going the wrong way. I don't get it. Google Maps, how does that work? Eventually I seemed to be heading in the right direction and the arrow was kind of following where I was going. I'm going along and then it said turn right and I thought, well, that's just a muddy path there. But I could see a road up ahead, so I carried on going to the road and then it told me to turn back. I thought, oh, it's sending me down the muddy path. And so I went down the muddy path on a bike. Unless you've got a mountain bike, and I don't have a mountain bike. If you've got a mountain bike, it's a bit easier. The trouble with mountain bikes is that they've got those really thick, knobbly tyres, haven't they? On mountain bikes, which are good if you're going up mountains or perhaps over muddy paths. On the road, these tyres tend to slow you down a lot. I know because I used to have one. It was a lovely bike. I gave it away eventually to my niece's husband. Yeah. So I got rid of that. So I've got the other bike. But with a normal bike, very good on the road, very good on the paths. In mud, it's a bit sticky. And it's blooming hard work trying to... and it's not particularly deep, this mud. You know, instead of being hard, it was kind of a bit soft. Oh, that's hard going on a bike, dear. Very hard going. And fortunately, I mean, the clouds were building overhead. I thought, I'm going to get stuck in this. Anyway, eventually I got to town. It didn't take that long. I got lost a couple of times because I just can't follow this map thing. Google Maps. I'm sure I'd be happier with a piece of great big blooming map thing like that open in front of you like that. Got into town. I arrived in town around about 8:45, so of course nothing was open yet. The shops were starting to open, and I thought, I'll just go and use the toilet because I wanted to have a wee. So I've got on my bike, locked it up at the little bike place, you know, where they've got those bent bits of metal, what you lock your bikes up to. Locked it up to there and I walked around. And to go to the toilets in the shopping centre, well, I mean, foolishly, I walked past McDonald's. Now, I could have just gone into McDonald's and gone up the stairs there, I thought to myself, but I didn't. So I walked all the way past there, right up to the end, turned right up to the end of there where the Catholic church is, St. Joseph's, then right again into the Prince's Square shopping centre. Now, they're doing all that up at the moment. Yeah, Sainsbury's is gone. It's disappeared. Now closed. Nearest branch there. So there's not a lot happening in there. And I know the toilets are upstairs, and there is. Toilets, 3rd floor. And I walked past the lifts. Oh, yes, dear. You must use the stairs as much as possible. You know, we're always told that. So I've walked up the stairs, 3 floors up the stairs. And as I've got to the toilets, it's all sealed off. toilets closed for refurbishment. Well, why didn't they put that on the blooming sign downstairs? Oh, what a wasted journey that was. So I read the thing, where are the nearest toilets? And they're like miles away. And I thought, I know, I'll use the ones at McDonald's. So it was a good job I wasn't desperate to go. Otherwise, I might have just gone on the stairs like some of the dirty people do. Aren't they disgusting people? They wee on stairs. There's a story here, actually. There's a story in the paper today, actually. One moment, please. Disgusting. This is in the Sun this morning on that sort of same subject there. In the Sun this morning, it says, the disgusting moment, a woman wheezes on the floor, right, and then wipes her hand on the seats of a train in Sydney, Australia. Those trains in Australia, they're 2 stories. It's like being on a bus. Oh, they're great, those trains in Sydney. Get them from Central Station in Sydney. I've been on those. Anyway, this woman who's 21, it says here, was dirty cow. I mean, dirty, filthy, disgusting people. That's what they are, dear. What are they? Dirty, filthy, disgusting people, love. It says, the woman, 21, was filmed squatting between seats and laughing and has since gone viral. This is a video after it was shared to a Facebook group. Oh, and there's a picture of her. She literally is squatting down in between these seats. You dirty, disgusting oxygen waster. It shows her put her hands between her legs as a pool of liquid accumulated on the floor beneath her. Well, the writing's good on this, isn't it? I must say, this could be a fiction story, but it's not. It's fact. She then appears to wipe both sides of her left hand on the seat as music can be heard playing in the background. One person called the video feral and added, says a lot about what kind of person she is. Oh, a disgusting person. Another person says her parents will be proud. Embarrassing. It's just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. The woman in the video has since deleted all of her social media accounts following the storm of comments. Good. The disturbing video sparked a police investigation. However, a spokesman said there would not be any further action. Why not? Why not? The Australian police told the Daily Mail Australia the investigation has concluded as no criminal offence is believed to have occurred. No further police action is expected. Oh, I can't believe that. How can that not be criminal? Oh, you know, she probably offered her services to the policeman, you know, in exchange for not getting it. Aren't they disgusting people? I mean, we see it in phone boxes here, don't we? Or used to anyway. No one uses phone boxes anymore, do they? Everyone's got a mobile phone now. Thanks for your messages. I shall come to those in a minute, my darlings, all right? But just dirty, disgusting, filthy people. Lifts, stairwells, things like that. You know, but if I'd have been desperate, I might have had to do the same thing. I might have had to get in that lift in the Bracknell's shopping centre and push the stop button while I relieved myself because the toilets were closed upstairs. No one thought to change the sign at the bottom where it says toilets, 3rd floor. No one decided to put a little sign there saying out of order. Oh no, you don't realise until you get up to the top blooming floor. Fortunately, as I say, I wasn't at bursting stage. I wasn't at, but you know that feeling inside you where you feel your bladder is about to burst inside you. Apparently, a very dangerous thing to happen. Beware of bursting bladders. You know, I mean, how they burst, I don't know. How it happens. I mean, could you be standing next to someone somewhere, I wonder? You know, I really need to go to the toilet. And then, I don't know where the bladder is. A lower stomach, isn't it? Somewhere like that. Possibly, you know, your stomach could burst over and you'd cover the person next to you in wee. Not a pleasant experience for either of you. Anyway, so I've come down the stairs and I'm walking past the shops, walk past the hairdressers. Everything's still closed. Starbucks was open. Greg's was open. Greg's the baker's, and I'd already had my breakfast. Had I have not, I might have popped in there for a very nice vegan sausage roll or a vegan steak bake, and some tomatoes. Oh, I found a tin of tomato soup in my cupboard, which I might have today. Tomato soup, Heinz, of course. Yes, please, mummy. So I've gone past that. Greg's, I didn't realise. I thought, I wonder what time Greg's opens then. 6:30 in the morning. I didn't know that. 6:30 in the morning, Greg's opens in Bracknell. That's early, isn't it? I didn't realise that. Come past the other shops, got to the end, turned left, and there's McDonald's. I'll pop in there and use the toilet in there. I've gone in there, turned left to go up the stairs. This section is closed. Fuck, I can't believe this. Where is anyone supposed to relieve themselves? What if I was desperate? You know, what if I had the runs or something like that? Well, I made a terrible mess on the floor of McDonald's. And I'm looking around at McDonald's. I thought the only toilets I know are upstairs. Maybe there's a disabled one downstairs. And I walked round the corner and there it is, disabled toilet. I thought, well, I'll have to use that one. So I went in there, pulled that handle up. You know, you pull the handle up to lock those doors, don't you? And finished off in there, fortunately. Washed my hands very carefully due to the coronavirus. Incidentally, do be careful. I've mucked up a bit washing my hands. All right? Oh, very, very foolish. Okay, so at work... No, actually, is it at work or at home? Or both? Both. At work, at the pub, there is a sink behind the bar, which is used for washing hands and things. There is a hot tap and a cold tap. Now, I don't know why it is, but in most countries all over the world, they have a mixer tap. I mean, it makes sense. Not in this country. You're lucky to find a mixer tape. They have a hot and a cold. So you turn the hot one on, and it takes quite a while for the hot water to come out. So if it hasn't been on for a while, it's okay. And you put your hands under there and give it a little bit of a wash like that. 2 minutes singing Happy Birthday twice, as you well know, or some other tune. You could sing an entire Barry Manilow song while you're washing those hands. Yes, you could. I write the songs that make... So I'm washing my hands, right? And suddenly the water's got very hot. Okay, fair enough. Take your hands out, put it under the cold tap. But the cold tap is cold. And I've got to say, I think cold water is just as painful as hot water. That is too hot. Anyway, so what I thought I'd do, and this is a couple of days ago, actually, I'll put my hands under the cold tap for a while. They'd be really cold then. Then I can put them under the hot tap for a few seconds. And then when it gets hot, put them under the cold tap. I thought, what a good idea. And that kind of seemed to work, right? Except now, it seems the backs of my hands are all scalded. Now, it doesn't look it. They don't look red, as you can see. But if I put these now under any water which is hotter than slightly warm, it stings. So what an idiot. What a complete and utter idiot. So I've managed to scald the back of my hands here, where they're quite sensitive. And they're really rough on there now. I think I must be peeling. Peeling, just like a grape. I am peeling, boys and girls. Bits of me are falling off all over the place. But, of course, being an international star that I am, probably people are following me around, boys and girls. People are following me around, trying to pick up little bits of me to sell on eBay. Maybe in a little glass sort of, little square or round glass thing that people hang around their necks. I don't know what they're called. Walking around with bits of me all over the place. How strange and mysterious. One moment, please. Where's my music? Hang on a minute. I'm not quite ready for that, am I? How strange and mysterious that would be. Walking around with bits of Chris Reardon in a small glass container hanging around your neck. Or maybe, if I drop a lot off, you could have it in a bag, a couple of carrier bags, walking around with a bit of just taking a little bit of me with you. Very strange and mysterious to do such a thing. Certain people watching this channel would no doubt want some of those for their various shrines. People have got shrines. They have shrines to me. They have shrines to me. Anyway, so do be very careful. If that water's too hot, don't think you can put it under the cold one quick. Oh, it's cold now. Then put it under the really hot one, because you don't feel it. For a few seconds, you don't feel how hot that water is, and you'll end up with scalded backhands as I've got here. What an idiot. Idiot. Anyway, so finished off at McDonald's, and then I went to Ryman's because someone's bought one of our clocks. Okay, these are our clocks. There's one left at the moment. However, there are some more coming. I bought these as bingo prizes, but a couple of people have shown an interest in buying one. Okay, now, there's 2 ways to buy one of these. Morning to Gary Owen in Wales, just texting there. Morning, Gary. 2 ways to buy these, either Super Chat or PayPal. You can, if you want to, order one from the bloke who makes them directly. All you'd have to do is send him a photograph, perhaps a screenshot or something like that, whether it's me, United Kingdom Talk, or your family, whatever, and he will make one of those for about £13, £14, £15, something around that. I can't remember the exact price. Okay? His name on eBay is Chris Swansea, if you want to look him up. To buy one of these from me, I'm afraid, is either £25 on PayPal or £35 on Super Chat. The reason being that Super Chats, I lose 30% of that to YouTube, okay? However, I've now set up a PayPal thing, which you can buy one for £25 off PayPal. So I'll tell you how to do that a little bit later, all right? Now, the reason I've shown you that is because I was trying to see if I could get the postage any better. The post office have already quoted me £6.80 to put one in the box. I thought I might try and sell one by DHL, which they have in Ryman's. You go into Ryman's, and that's how I usually send my annual accounts off to my accountant. So I've gone into Ryman's, and I said, I want to send that through the post. And first of all, she gets out this large cardboard envelope. And I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. I think it needs to go in a box because it's plastic. You know, you've only got to have a few more parcels on top of it, and I would assume that the plastic would break. Not worth. You might as well pay a little bit extra to do that. She says, oh, it won't. Okay, then. She says, so she's got this box and read out on her thing. The postage of that is the same price as the blooming clock. It's more than the clock. £16.80. DHL wanted. Christ. And I'm like, blimey, I said, it's half the price at the post office. That's not always the case, but that's how it is. Of course, I've never had a problem with DHL, but who's gonna want to pay? So the cost of that, if I was to send that to DHL to you, would be like 45 quid. I mean, no one's going to spend that. That's just madness, considering you can buy like a plastic clock on Amazon for like 3 quid. You can get a clock off Amazon for 3 quid. Yeah, we're pushing our luck with 25, but that's what it is. It's not making any money anywhere out of that. So I said, okay. I said, well, I'll have a box then, because I didn't have any boxes, right? This just gets better. This gets better and better. This story, I tell you that now. So she came out with this, but here's the box, right? Here's the box, right? So I said, do you want to take it out so we can see if it fits in? Oh no, not allowed to take the plastic off the box. So I thought, oh, here we go now, I said, well, you won't know it fits. Oh, I've got a measuring thing. So out come the ruler. She's measuring. She said, that's the one you need. Okay. I said, how much is that? About 3 quid. £4.80! £4.80 for a blooming box! So I'll probably go on. I'm sure they'd be cheaper to buy those on Amazon. So after I finish the show, I'll probably go on Amazon and I'll buy 5 or 6 of these, just in case anyone wants to buy a clock. And of course, the clock will go in there, and that's it. And as I say, one's already been bought this morning by Rachel. Good morning to you, Rachel. I don't think she's with us this morning. She's at work, but she sent us a private message. She said, I'll have one for £25. And she's done that by a super chat. So so she saved herself £10 by buying it, on PayPal. I'll tell you how to do that a bit later after I've read some of your messages out. But yeah, £4.80 for a box. So you can see where the cost is, yeah? So it's about £15 for the clock. So call that a fiver for that. That's 20. £6.80 on the post office. That's £26.80 altogether. But I said £25. I mean, give and take a little bit, here and there. I don't need to do it to exact penny, do we? So it's about £25 to put one of those in a box and send it to you. But if you do it on the super chat, it's 35 because we lose 30% of the money. You see, that's the thing. Anyway. So that's the box. So I've got one box to send that on to our lovely Rachel, and thank you very much for Rachel for wanting to have such a thing. Okay, and then I jump back on my bike again and come home. I just about missed the rain. It was kind of sprinkling down a little bit, as I was cycling along, and I bumped into one of the pool boys who used to look after the swimming pool at the Bracknell Leisure Centre some years ago when I used to go there. And I am going there again at the moment because I belong to the swimming pool up in Lincoln. In Boston, but obviously I'm not there at the moment, so I've got no swimming at the moment. So I've been going to the Bracknell Leisure Centre here, and he used to work there. And of course, he's grown up now, and he's got a little boy. I think nursery age. He's possibly dropping off an older child to the school, and he had his little boy with him. And I was saying, "What do you do now?" Well, where does he work now? Be up round a pool, Wentworth. Now you know that one. That's really posh. I mean, to go from I don't know. I mean, you kind of don't expect the people that are working at Bracknell Council Leisure Centre to end up working at Wentworth College, which is like a private members. I mean, a lot of money, that one. I haven't looked up the price. I bet they're pricey. That's where he works now. Wentworth College. Wow. That's a step up, that is. That's a step up. So it was nice to see him. And that's it, really. So that's my morning so far today. And now here we are to have a little bit of a chat together. The karaoke last night, that was at Central Station, as always. Nightmare getting there. 2 hours. The traffic's back now. 2 hours to get to work. And I have to say, a bit of a boring night, to be honest. I got a bit bored in there last night. I really did. I got bored in there last night. Some of the songs, weren't too bad, actually. The songs, I just got bored. There wasn't many people there at all last night. And I think this is going to happen now for a while, what with all this virus thing going along. My binoculars haven't arrived yet, unfortunately. No binoculars yet. I'm still waiting for those to arrive. But we had a supermoon last night. Wouldn't have seen a thing because it was pouring down with rain. Never mind. Right, let's read some of your messages this morning. Let's have a look here. Where did we get to? George, Paul and Lou. How much is the toilet roll? The toilet roll, you can have one of those for 10 quid. £10 super chat for toilet roll. Do you want one? This is one of the lavender ones. Oh, no, a lavender one. £12. £12 because it smells of lavender. Go on, and make your stinky bum smell nice. Are you liking the sound of that? Good morning to Trevor Campbell. Morning, Mark Bowles. Hello, Mark. Kate Doody in the house. Morning, darling. Mick Davenport, a very good morning to you. Where are we? Yvonne Lemon. Morning, Yvonne. Michael Lawrence. Hello to Michael. He was down at the pub last night playing pool. He always plays pool. I assume you're quite good at that, are you? Do you play with Martyn? Martyn and whoever else is down there. Good morning, Michael. Hello to John Aitken. Hello, John Aitken. All right, sir. Colin Coates, a very good morning to you. Let's have a look. Trevor, Heidi. People are disgusted by that woman weeing on the train. Dirty, disgusting, filthy people. They really are. I mean, we see them all the time. It's bad enough, people chucking up in the street. Oh, just weeing on a train, please. Morning to Andy. Andy, good morning to you, sir. Mick didn't enjoy the karaoke last night. No, neither did I, Mick. Neither did I. Hello to Yvonne Lemon. Morning. Hello to Brenda is also... Brenda Lee. Who's Brenda Lee? Good morning, Brenda. I think Brenda is Mick. He's got a couple of different accounts now for some strange reason. I don't know why, but I hope you're logged on to all of them. Get the viewing figures up as much as possible. Thank you very much. Where are we? There we are. Let's. John, if you're desperate for a wee and outside, if a police officer sees you, just say in pain and they can't do anything. Now, some people like to be in pain, John. Some people pay people to put them in pain. Could possibly be another job for the delightful Mandy Davenport, who is head of security on this channel. No, sorry, that's incorrect. She's head of pain and suffering on this channel. Yes, absolutely. Locket. Thank you, Mark. A little locket. That's what you have around your neck, isn't it? With people's bits and pieces in there. I wonder what part of you I could have carrying around in a locket, Mark. So sort of a little thimble full of something or other. I don't know what, darling. Okay, let's just scroll down a little bit there, my love. Mark Bowles is too poor. Well, shame, Mark. You stopped buying food and used some of that money to buy some of my products, dear. If you really loved me. Shall we do that one? Shall we do that one with the eyes? You would if you really loved me. the puppy dog eyes. Do you like that? Am I any good at that? I don't know if I'm any. I know certain people are very, very good at that. You would if you really loved me. Isn't it awful when people do that? Dreadful. Dreadful. John, apparently the HIV drug ritonavir is a cure for the coronavirus. I have seen that story, actually. I have seen that story. Whether it's just that particular drug or some of the other HIV drugs, because there's quite a few different ones of them, I don't know. It may be that people who are on this stuff will accidentally be immune to it. Mightn't it? Interesting story that. I've also seen that particular story posted as a fake, so we don't know. But certainly the HIV drugs are indeed antiviral drugs. So, but they are kind of, but antiviral drugs are targeted at a particular virus. Whether or not those sort of drugs would be useful for another virus in the same sort of thoughts as if you've got a screw and that correct screwdriver doesn't quite do it, that one's a bit too small, but it will still open it. Whether that it's sort of on those lines of thinking, I don't know. Be interested to see how that one pans out there. A very good morning to Joseph. Apparently Asda has run out of toothpaste. Oh, pasta, I beg your pardon, pasta. Well, have rice then. Have something else. All these people moaning about the stuff being run out, just have something else. I do understand the toilet roll thing. I get that, right? Because if you run out of toilet roll and indeed those kitchen wipes, those sort of things, what else can you use? That's the thing. That's why the toilet rolls run out. What else would someone use? J-cloths? I mean, they'd clog up the toilets. I bet you we're going to have a flood now of toilets being blocked up because people are using other stuff other than toilet roll. Adam the plumber, I don't know who's with us today. Adam the plumber will be very, very busy, wouldn't he? He will be unlocking those awful toilets. Dreadful. Andy, can I win the toilet roll in the raffle quiz? They're becoming rare. These we can shove in a toilet roll if you want. Oh, talking of raffles. How stupid did I get yesterday, right? I never told you who won the raffle, did I? I gave you the number 715. I completely forgot to tell you the name. It was Mark Jones. There you go. Is his name on the back there, okay? Mark Jones. So it was 7:15 and Mark Jones won the raffle yesterday. All right, my loves. So we're just waiting for him to claim, and then he will receive that fridge magnet. So you saw the number yesterday. 715. I completely forgot to tell you who it was. I had all these messages. Oh, who won the raffle? I completely forgot to do it. Never mind. Sorry about that. Let's have a look. What about clocks for a Mother's Day family pick? Yes, I mean, you could, couldn't you, really, I suppose? You could order a clock from that bloke. What's his name again? Chris Swansea. So you go on eBay, look for the username Chris Swansea, and he's got all sorts of other little bits and pieces there that he makes. He's got his own, little side business there. That won't be his main business. But there's a few people doing stuff like this, like Lee, who does the T-shirts. That's like a little side business to him. And he prints and makes T-shirts. There's a load more T-shirts coming, incidentally, boys and girls. We've only got one left there. There's one medium white T-shirt left is the only one we got there. So there's some more of those coming as well. All right. Heidi is head of Snowflakes. That is right, Heidi. Head of Snowflakes. Thank you, Mark. Anything you want. I'll have a little think about that then. I will have a little think about that. There's Dave Hollands. Good morning, David. Hello to you, Dave. Finally there on YouTube. Welcome along to the show, Dave. Welcome along to the party. And indeed, I must try and make a more of a thing of welcoming our silent viewers. Many silent viewers. Many more silent viewers than are on the chat box. So a very good morning to you as well. Okay, and thank you for joining us. Joseph, if you know toilet paper, just use a left hand like they do in Asia. How do you know that? Do they do that in Asia? How would you know that? You're just guessing now. It's probably you that do that, dear. It's you that do that, isn't it? Huh? Did I say my binoculars haven't arrived yet? I've just got an email, actually, from the DHL or someone like that, telling me they will arrive by the end of today. My binoculars. I'll be watching you. I'll be watching you. Our very good friend, he was with us Sunday night. It doesn't look like he's with us today. RT is into astronomy, and I've always wanted to look like stuff. I have an old pair of binoculars. They're my dad's ones, but they're not very good. And he said you'll see quite a lot with binoculars looking into the night sky, like nebulas and things like that. So I'd be fascinated, and I'll let you know how they go there. Good morning to RV. Morning to RV. All right. Okie doke. Mick's got a sore throat and a cough. Oh, I shouldn't worry. You haven't been out, Mick. You won't have picked anything up. That's just like a normal cold or something like that. Okay. Let's do a story here. How do you fancy being paid? Yeah, Mick, this is one for you. Paid to eat cake and drink champagne. Although you'll probably be happier with brown ale, I would imagine, wouldn't you? Newcastle brown ale or double diamond. How's that jingle go? Do you remember? A double diamond works wonders. So drink some today. Do you remember that? Can you still buy that? Double diamond. Was it lager or beer or what? What was that? Double diamond. A double diamond works wonders. So drink some today. That one. Yes. Yes. I know you, Dave. You sent me a message yesterday, didn't you? Morning to Alan Wainwright. Morning. Went to Swansea this morning, no problem with the toilet rolls. Plenty in the shops there. Rushed down to Swansea immediately, boys and girls. There we are. Right, what else have we got? Have you got your text phone on? Yes, thank you, Mark. Yes, thank you. I'm on TV this morning. Why don't you just use the text box? Why do people text when the text box is there? I don't know. That's you there, is it, Mark? Yes. He's watching on the TV. He's doing his ironing this morning. Iron, 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 iron. Can I send you my ironing, please, Mark? Light hour. Is that what double diamond is? A double diamond works wonders, so drink some today. Do you remember that? Great adverts, weren't they, in the sort of 70s? Certainly in the 70s. Anyway, you can get now paid to drink champagne and eat cake at wedding fairs. It says, if you laugh, this is in a Daily Mirror, if you laugh nothing more than sipping some bubbly and tucking into a slice of cake, I'd rather have tea with cake, to be honest. I love cake. Oh, I haven't had cake for ages. I had a chocolate pudding on Friday at work. The girl upstairs, she wasn't getting any orders. She said, oh, let me do you something, Chris. I said, oh, go on, I'll have a chocolate pudding. Oh, she did that, chocolate pudding with vanilla ice cream on top. Yes, please, mummy. I love cake. I like birthday cake. I love birthday cake. Unfortunately, I can't have too much of it because acid starts coming up. The reason I've texted is because I've got my phone on and you're on the TV. I had to go all the way over to the computer to send that message. So you can go to the computer then. You're just lazy, dear. Get up off that chair. That's not helping you with your slimming world, is it, my love? Sit in it. Oh, I can't be bothered. I just text. All right. Anyway, let's read this story. It says, if you love nothing more than sipping some bubbly and tucking into a slice of cake, this could be the perfect opportunity for you. Aside from making a lifelong commitment to the person you love and wearing a gorgeous dress, undoubtedly the best thing about weddings is the free cake and booze. I'm not so bothered about free booze. That really wouldn't attract me to anything, I'll be honest. Free cake? Or buffet? Oh, wedding buffets. Oh, how I miss those. Wedding buffets. Do you remember those? I used to be a mobile disco. It was so easy to do in those days. Someone just rung you up, usually word of mouth, or I had a little advert. This is back in the 70s and the 80s. I had a little advert in the local paper. I used to live in London. Long time ago. I used to live in London 27 years ago before I moved to where I am now. And I used to have a little advert in this Wandsworth Guard. It was Wandsworth I lived. I mean, it's a right dump now. I'm sorry, it is. It is a dump. Too many people, too much traffic. You can't park anywhere. Oh, you need a residence parking thing for that. I've driven around there. you know, in the past, recently, and just to have a look round, no way I would want to live in London again. Dreadful, dirty, filthy place. Disgusting. You can't move from A to B. You can't park your car anywhere. Nightmare. Anyway, that's where I used to live. And I had a little advert in this paper called the Wandsworth Guardian. Absolutely. Chris Reardon's Mobile Disco. And each year I'd add another, it would say like 3rd year, 4th year. And each year I'd add another year. And I was really busy. I was booked every week to do people's weddings and birthdays and things like that. And it was most enjoyable, actually, doing these weddings. It was hard work. Basically, you'd ring me. It was ever so easy to do. You ring me. I'd say, yes, okay. Then I'd usually like to meet you. I'd come and meet you and discuss what you'd like me to do. And that would all be agreed. And a price would be agreed. And that would be it. I never really used to take deposits or anything like that. I'd just turn up. And indeed, the day would come a week or so before. I'd make you feel at home and ring you up and say, hello, it's Chris. Just let you know, I'll see you on Saturday. I'll be there at whatever time, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever time you've asked me to be there. And I'll see you then. And that puts their mind at rest. It's all about customer service. So many people, they haven't got a clue what to do with customer service anymore. And then on the day of the thing, I'd turn up, set my stuff up, start playing the music, give a little bit of vocal talking for the microphone, welcome everyone. You'd have the spotlight dance at a wedding, where you invite the wedding and groom onto the dance floor and they do their little dance together. It's all very nice and like a slow track. Particular tracks that came up time and time again were The Lady in Red and Endless Love, and another one. Lady in Red, for you're my lady and you are my man. That one, is that The Lady in Red? Da, 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 da. The Lady in Red, yeah, that one. And there was another one as well, I can't remember what the other. Oh, Band of Gold, that one come up quite often. All I less is a band of gold. Oh, starting together. Starting together. Now, who was it who sung that? Was it the girl from Heidi High? Might have been the girl from Heidi High sung that. I can't remember. Starting Together, that was another one. But the Endless Love, I think, probably was the most popular one that was done. Yeah. So I'd turn up and do that, and end of the night would come, and then the people would just come and pay you, and then you'd go off, and that was it. That was it. So easy. Nowadays, forget it nowadays, mate. Oh, you've got to have all this insurance. You have everything tested, pat tested, this, that and the other. I'm glad I came out of it, to be honest. Would I like to do it again? Yes. But it's so much hassle now. Hassle, hassle, hassle. Insurance for this, proof of this, a licence for this. We used to just turn up in the 70s and the 80s. We used to just turn up in a little transit van and do it. Not anymore. No, 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 no. Red tape, dear. Someone's gotta keep the people in their little offices with their pens constantly moving or typing away on their keyboards, because otherwise they'd have nothing else to do. I'm sure a lot of these things are bought in just to give people jobs. I'm sure they are. Do you remember that housing thing that happened? Now, who was it who bought that in? Was it George Brown or Tony Blair? This house pack thing. Some house pack, So some bloke or girl would turn up to your house and make, I don't know, do some sort of questionnaire. There you go, there's your house pack. Thank you very much. That's 350 quid, please. Jeez, for a few bits of paper. Anyway, I think the last government came in and they got rid of that, didn't they, that thing? And it was so easy turning up doing mobile discos, apart from the various hassle with people who were a bit drunk. But at the wedding, you see, you would have the wedding buffet. Oh, yes, please. And usually, as the DJ, you would get first pickings. Oh, yes. Do you know how I always made sure I got first? Do you know how I did that? Right, so basically, someone would come over, usually the bride's mother, who were very nice. I never had a problem with anyone at all. No complaints, really, from people. No, or bride's mothers. Never really had a complaint from anyone when I was doing those weddings. And the bride's mother would come over and say, could you let people know the food's available now? And you'd watch her. Before she'd come over, you'd see it. Because you could, as the DJ, you'd be in a position where you could see everything going on around you. So the bride's mother would go, you watch them, and sort of all these ladies would get up. It would always be the ladies, and start taking the silver foil off the top of the sandwiches and the cellophane wrappings, right? And then she'd come over, and you knew what she was going to say. Could you let everyone know that they can go and help themselves to the food now? Yes, okay then. At this point, I'd put a long record on, 4 or 5 minutes, and quickly I'd grab a plate. I'm not joking. This is what I used to do. Terrible, isn't it? Because they've already, even before you'd invited people to go and have the food, you'd see a few people get up and start helping themselves, right? So I'd put a long record on, and I'd go straight over to the food and start piling the plate up. In those days, before I became vegetarian as I am now, I used to eat dead animals, the same as you probably. Dead pigs, dead cows, all of them, dear. I used to go around this... I used to go around the trellis tables. Unless you were really posh. I did get a couple of weddings in posh hotels, but generally the ones I did were like in scout huts and community centres, those sort of places. And all this food would be laid out on trestle tables, which lovely members of the family usually, and they'd all done their little bit. Some people had made sausage rolls, some people had made cheese sandwiches, and it was all there. After a while, the sandwiches start curling up around the edges, wouldn't they? But that was okay. We all ate it. And the big bowls of crisps, vol-au-vents or vol-au-vents, whatever they're called. You have some of those there. The sausage, there wasn't actually any much vegetarian stuff there at all. I used to make a beeline for the crisps. Oh, yes. The trouble is with the crisps, and it was always a bit of a risk if you picked up the prawn cocktail ones. Oh, vile things. They stink. I can't bear prawn cocktail crisps. Horrible things. And usually they would have put all these crisps in a big bowl and mixed them all together. So you took potluck which ones you were eating. And then there was and then in the middle of all these sandwiches, there it was. The big bowl of bacteria-filled homemade coleslaw, which may be perfectly all right when they take the cellophane wrapper out. But after an hour of sitting there, you kind of wondered what had got in there. Do you know what I mean? She said people used to pick up ladles full of this stuff and shove it on top of their sandwiches. Bacteria-filled coleslaw. God knows how many people had food poisoning after that. Oh, and sometimes you used to get these like little mini pizzas, which were kind of bite-sized. They were very nice. And again, sometimes people have hot food, and they would have like a thing on like a flame. I don't know what they call it now. Like a bowl on a flame with some sort of minced meat meal or something like that. That was quite nice. And then usually a little bit further down the table, the cakes. Oh, God. Cakes to die for. The thing is, at these weddings, and it happened time and time again, where you'd go in and everyone would be setting up and there was all this food there, and they'd all be worried, will there be enough food? Let me tell you, there was not one single wedding or birthday I ever did where at the end of the night there was so much food left over. I mean, it was shocking, really, the amount of waste. And out would come the big black bin liners, chucking all this food away. And they used to come up to me, do you want to take anything home with it? Oh, I might have a couple of bits and pieces. I used to take home whole cakes, dear, and eat them on the way home in the van. I had this old transit van. Oh, it was old, dear. It had an auto choke on it, which was, and it used to get stuck. This auto choke would get, and it would only ever get stuck if it was pouring down with rain and freezing cold. Awful, this thing. It was a very quick fix. You used to just stop the car, pull over. I couldn't do it while you were going along. Stop the car, pull over, and then you would pull off the air filter. And there'd be this flap of metal in there. It would be stuck, and you just simply push it down, and then you could hear the air. And it would start sucking the air through. It would get stuck, this thing. To have it fixed was ridiculously expensive. They wanted 300 quid. I thought, I'm not paying that. I'll just carry on doing this. So I did. Over the years, I had the van, a number of years actually. It never let me down. Old transit van it was. Big rust holes in the side. You wouldn't be allowed to drive something around that land out. You push this thing down and the air would start sucking in, and that was it. The only other thing that went wrong once was... before I realised that the thermostat got stuck once, open, right? And it was freezing cold outside. And driving home from a gig... The windscreen kept freezing up. literally. And there was me and my friend Steve, and we'd have to pull over. We'd have to pull over the van and scrape the windscreen every few minutes because it would just freeze up inside and outside. Oh, it's so cold. Thermostat was stuck open, so we weren't getting any hot air in. I know they were good days. Actually, it was. Sometimes it was hard work. I will tell you that. Lugging around because speakers were enormous those days. They were much bigger than they are now. Great big things. You'd have 2 people to carry around some of them. But it was good, yeah. And happy days, really. Yeah. Now, some nice memories there as well of people who dancing together and got married and they'd had a good day or a good night because of something I'd done. And that feels really good. Much better than any money that you're getting. I never ripped people off. I like to think I would never, ever ripped anyone off like that. Never. Anyway, back to this story here. We kind of got waylaid a little bit there. The story about getting paid to eat champagne and cakes. It says, aside from making a lifelong commitment to the person you love and wearing a gorgeous dress, undoubtedly the best thing about weddings is the free cake and booze. As I just explained to you, lovely cakes, dear. Sandwiches I used to take home, everything. But what if you could enjoy these on a regular basis and get paid for it without getting married or having to attend a wedding? Here, girls, you haven't got to hook up to some old codger just for the show of having a wedding. Now you can. That's because an online exhibition platform is looking to hire a member of the public as a wedding fair tester to travel around the UK and review wedding fairs across England, Wales and Scotland. I think this is a brilliant job. Seriously. This is a brilliant job. The successful candidate, wait for it, will be paid £50 an hour, £50 an hour, as well as all travel expenses and must be wedding obsessed. Are you obsessed with weddings? But you'll have to be quick if you want to apply, as the lucky candidate will be starting work as early as next month. Once a wedding fair tester has been selected, that person will be required to attend up to 20 exhibitions from next month until the end of September, submitting detailed reviews of each fair, including photographs. The reviews will be submitted to an online exhibition platform called expocart.com and will be used to help the brand expand their services into the wedding sector. Those wanting to apply must be over 18, well, that's all of you lot, isn't it? Have a full UK driving licence. Candidates should be fluent in English and have good writing and literacy skills. I think that's a great job. The position also requires each review to be up to 1,000 words long, include good quality photographs and contain various pricing details. They must be submitted digitally a week after attending each event, as well as getting to enjoy cake and champagne. The candidate will have their travel expenses paid for, along with any accommodation needed ahead of or following any fairs. You even get your accommodation sorted. Wow. The wedding fair tester will be paid to spend 3 hours at each event, so it's 150 quid. It's not bad for a day's work, is it? Is that all right? Sounds all right to me. And will be given spending money in order to test everything available. The job is, what is it, 5 to 12? Gosh. The job is perfect for those who are easily flexible, as the successful candidate must be available to attend a different fair most weekends with an occasional mid-week requirement. So that might be something for you there. If you fancy getting paid to spend your weekend sipping champagne and eating cake, please apply now. Wedding fair tester. That's what you should type into Google, I think. Wedding fair tester or ExpoCart. EXPOCART. I think that's a blooming excellent job if you can get hold of that one. How wonderful. To be paid to eat cake. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Yes, please. Right. Let's do some of your messages. Good morning to Diane Jeb. Morning, Diane. Welcome to the show. Hello, Diane. Sue Pollard. So she was on, she was IDI, wasn't she? Sue Pollard, Starting Together. That's the one. Starting Together, not Starting Again. Starting Together. I remember that was quite a popular song at weddings and things like that. Thank you, Trevor. The Power of Love. Jennifer Rush. That was the other one. Thank you. The Power of Love, Jennifer Rush. That's the one. Well done. Well done. See, you know as well. It was The Power of Love, The Lady in Red, Endless Love, Band of Gold, and Starting Together. They were the 5 songs that came up time and time again during weddings. Not, incidentally, not any of the Whitney Houston songs, strangely enough. They never really came up. Not The Greatest Love of All. That never used to come up. No. Or that other one that I really hate, I Will Always Love You. Nope, that never came up. Maybe once or twice, but not very often. Those were the 5 that come up time and time again. And out of all of them, I think probably the one that came up more than any others was Jennifer Rush's Lady in Red. 'Cause I'm your lady and you are my man. That one. Let's have a look. Brenda's fallen asleep. Okay, good night, darling. Trevor, have you still got all your disco equipment to go out again? I've got some bits. I've got a couple of bits. At the stretch, yes, I could go out and do it. I've still got a couple of speakers, which are quite good. Mackie Thumps, which are very good. I used to use those at the karaoke when I did mobile karaoke. So I turned down a job this week. They wanted me to do a Sunday night back in Sydenham, where I used to be. Sunday nights karaoke in Sydenham. But frankly, the journey is just a nightmare. It would take ages to get to this place. Ages. It really would. Okay. Let's have a look there. John, there was always quiches at a wedding buffet. Quiches as well. That's the one. Quiches. Quiches, yes. Where are we now? Well, let's find the interesting stuff. There we are. John met Frida Payne, who used to sing Band of Gold. It was a Motown night. Oh, was it? La, all you left is a band of gold. La, da, 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 da. At a wedding, I'd always have a Motown section. Oh, yes. Motown section, a 60s section, a rock and roll section, and what we used to call the... Do you remember what we called it? When we put the slow dances on, we used to call it the erection section. That's all I'm saying on that subject. We put the slow dances on and people would come up and have a little dance. Old people, young people. Oh, it's wonderful doing those weddings. I bet it's not the same now. It's probably not the same now at all, is it? Did I see Sean Pye there? There's Sean. Good morning, Sean. Morning to Sean Pye this morning. All right. So I was going to show you what the other thing is that has arrived. Don't laugh. Now, I sent them the wrong picture. Now, if you look at this, right? For example, our stickers, which are available, 2 for £1 or 5 for £2. Can you see how that is? Okay, so you've got your Union flag there and me in the top right-hand corner. Generally, that's how the stuff I like it to be. So Union flag with me in the top right corner. Same with the clock. Union flag, me in the top right corner there. All right? And the beanie hats. You can buy these now as well. Beanie hats. Union flag, me in the corner. You can buy these. Super Chat are £13. PayPal. I've got a PayPal now. Hang on a minute. Let me bring that up. Where is it? Is that it? That's it. That's the PayPal. If you want to buy one of those on a PayPal, they're £10. Super Chat, 13. Clocks. PayPal, 25. Super Chat, 35. Badges and key rings are just £2, whatever. Here's the new thing. You'll see what's gone wrong. I sent them the wrong picture. There it is. We've got tote bags now. Now, I will say, I think they're quite strong. To me, they feel a bit thin, but they seem to be quite well made, okay? When I say thin, you can actually see through them, okay? But I think they're reasonably strong, as long as you don't put anything too heavy in there. These are the new bags. Oh, yes. Tote bags. You'll be able to win one at the bingo. There's no bingo this coming week. Remember that, gang? No bingo this coming week. They're the bags. And so you can see what's happened. Instead of sending them the Union flag, I've just sent them that. The whole thing. But that, as you got it in the corner there. So these are the bags. And the bags £10 on PayPal, £13 on Super Chat if you want one of those, okay? So, see what you think. Any of those bits and pieces. I'll try and put together a kind of humorous little advert to advertise all these things somehow. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that. I could do with someone to do that with me, actually, like a drag queen or something like that. But then I'd have to pay them, wouldn't I, dear? You know? So they're all the things that you can have at the moment. And as I say, if you do it on a PayPal, then you'll find it is cheaper to buy stuff on paper, because then I don't have to pay 30% to anyone else. All right? So there you go. They're the prices, and that's the PayPal, which I'll leave that up there for a moment or two. John says you don't know your left from your right. No, you're absolutely right. Dave Hollander saw these gifts in Poundland. Well, let me know, because if they were, I could buy them a lot cheaper in there and sell them on to you then, couldn't I? Eh? All right? Vegan meals. Don't think because vegans are vegans that they eat any healthier than you or I. Again, another story in The Sun today, which says some vegan meals contain more than 8 McDonald's hamburgers worth of salt. Yeah. Mick, more tap for my strike. Yes, Mick, more tap for you, dear. But if you can do it on PayPal, it's going to save you money. All right. Vegan food from restaurants and takeaways is often packed with dangerously high levels of salt, says a study. One dish has the equivalent of 8.5 McDonald's hamburgers. Some 12% of meals exceed the recommended daily intake of 6 grams, while 3 and 5 contain at least half at 3 grams. It could be more, however, as only half of the 290 meals at 45 outlets studied had information on salt content provided. All right. Fran would like to win a tote bag. You never know, Fran. You might win one for the next bingo, which is in 2 Sundays' time, my darling. A McDonald's hamburger only contains 1.2 grams. Gosh. So it says 12% of meals, of those vegan meals, that presumably the pre-packed ones, they got 6 grams of salt in them. McDonald's hamburger only contains 1.2 grams. Papa John's, well, I mean, pizza as well. Papa John's vegan American hot medium pizza. Papa John's, that my nephew likes them, Gary. He loves Papa John's pizzas. Well, those the medium ones, American hot, 9.28 grams of salt. Gosh. It's a lot, isn't it? And the story goes on. A plant-based or vegan label doesn't automatically qualify things for being healthy. So what's it say there? What's that there? What's a wasabi? Is that something you eat? A wasabi pumpkin katsu curry yakisoba. What on earth is that? 10.3 grams of salt in that. It says 8.5 in a McDonald's hamburger. Or I don't know what that means there. Actually, they haven't done that very well. They haven't. Oh, what's that there? Oh, I just saw something else then. One moment. What's that there I just saw? It's an advert. Long queues as Greg's vegan steak. Oh, okay. Newcastle. That's Newcastle, that is. So there you are. Don't think just because you're buying the vegan prepackaged meals are any more healthy than anything else, dear. Full of salt. Full of salt. Sean, once at a wedding, I saw someone sneeze in one of those chocolate fountains. Oh, God. Dirty, disgusting people they are. That's what they are. What are they? Dirty, disgusting people. And if Mandy was about, I would have to send her to give pain and suffering. I really would, my darling. Yvonne wants a bag or a hat if she wins that. All right, Yvonne. John's bought a lot of tin tomatoes in case of emergencies. Oh, it was you, was it? Because there's none up at Sainsbury's. It was mad in there yesterday. I didn't go. I went to Aldi and it was all right. Mick's going to stick to his dead animals. Probably more healthy, according to that story, Mick. Petrol prices coming down. Have you seen the price of oil? It's gone down to like $30 a barrel. Now, on one hand, that's all right for us motorists. Happy, happy, happy. And it also gives the Chancellor a chance to put extra money on there, which I'm sure he will do tomorrow. Because it's been the same now for 10 years, isn't it? Oh, a wasabi is a spicy Japanese thing. Served with sushi. Very hot. No, thank you. I'm not touching any of that nasty stuff. It's all right, Mandy. Just putting you on standby, my love. I can't be doing sushi. Oh, God. How can people eat raw fish? Oh, it's awful. They're all doing it, these supermarkets. They have a sushi... They got rid of the bread and cakes counter in Waitrose for a sushi counter. And they're all there, aren't they, with lats and masks on, dear. Perhaps they've all got coronavirus. I don't know, dear. They've had it for a while. You go in that Waitrose, they've got the masks and the hat in it, and rolling up bits of dead fish. Not even cooked. All horrible colours and little plastic thing. Oh, vile things. How can you get rid of the cakes and the bread for that? Awful stuff. Anyway, back to petrol. In the mail today, Asda has kicked off a new petrol price war, slashing the cost of a litre by 2 pence to £1.14.7. Amid standoff oil row between Saudi Arabia and Russia. Now, for the driver, that's excellent news. But the Financial Times share index has gone down again, as long as the money markets are in free fall at the moment. Now, let me have a look at my private pension fund. I've got to tell you, I do have a private pension fund. It's not massive. It's not massive, certainly not massive. And it equates to not an awful lot of money at all. But it's better than nothing. Let's see what it's gone down. It's been dropping like a fly. Really has. Hang on a minute. I'll tell you a minute. Look, did I have a phone ringing then? Logging into the server. 1 moment, please. Trying to connect you, caller. 1 moment, please. We are trying now to connect. Anyone else? There must be 1 or 2 of you out there with a private pension. How's it doing, boys and girls? Have you been keeping an eye on the price? It's not good. It's not good. Let's have a look. I'll give you a percentage what it's gone down, okay? As I say, it's not a massive pension. It's just a little thing I've been putting into for years, and now it's got there, sort of thing. That's down 16% to what it was about 2 weeks ago. Can't believe it. It's 16% that's lost in its value over 2 weeks due to this damn virus thing that's going around. Well, if we don't get the virus, we'll probably run out of money then, won't we? Awful. Anyone else got a private pension and is keeping an eye on that? 1 or 2 of you may have to. I'm not asking for money figures. What percentage has it gone down as a matter of interest? It's got to be the same sort of thing as me, I would imagine. Anyway, back to the petrol story. Yes, the oil war between the Saudis and Russians in the Daily Mail this morning sent the Financial Times share index 100 tumbling to its worst day since the 2008 crash. It came after both sides failed to agree supply targets, with markets already struggling due to uncertainty sparked by the coronavirus crisis. Motorists filling up at Asda now paying no more than 114.7 for petrol. That's not bad, and 116.7 for diesel. The dearest place around here, which I've mentioned countless times, is the blooming Sainsbury's up the road. They're on 126 at the moment. Huge difference. The cheapest one, sort of not near here, but I can pass it on the way home from work, is either the Esso or the BP, which is in Egham near the Runnymede Hotel. That tends to be anything up to sort of 10 pence a litre, so that's 40 pence a gallon, cheaper than the Sainsbury's ones, which is just up the road for me. Shocking, really. Absolutely shocking. As the senior fuel buyer said, once again, we're pleased to be passing on wholesale cost reductions to the customers. It does seem to be Asda that is consistently the cheapest petrol place. Do you not find that? Asda. And there's one up in Lincolnshire as well called Apple Green. They seem to be quite cheap as well. Asda said these are the lowest fuel prices now since November 2017. The retailer has brought food prices down by 11 pence per litre since January. So that's not bad at all, is it, eh? So good news there. Keep an eye out for an Asda. If you haven't got one near you, unlucky. I haven't got one near me. There is one around here, but it's not near. And by the time you've driven there and back, if you're not doing your shopping, it's just not worth it, to save, I don't know, a couple of quid or something like that. Dave says it's all a bit fishy. It's very, very fishy, Dave. You know it is. Mick, the Chancellor, should be nice tomorrow and hand out free toilet rolls to every household. Well, if he doesn't, you can always try and win one at one of our bingos. But can you hold on for 2 weeks because there's no bingo this week? Good morning to Stephen Petty. Bit late, aren't you, dear? Carl, what time is this? I want to go and do my lunch in a minute. Let's do the raffle tickets for today. Anyone want a raffle ticket? Please speak now, boys and girls. Who wants a raffle ticket for the next raffle? And then I'll do the birthdays as well. And then I'm going to have my dinner. I've got omelette today. Omelette. Oh, have I got any onions? Yes, I have got onions. Oh, my God. I haven't got any packets of onions. I'm going to have to manually chop up an onion. How awful. I should be very careful how I wash my hands later. I should have to manually chop up an onion. I've got no frozen onions left. 5, 4, 6. Let's put these in order. Right. Hello to John Paris, who's sent a few videos. Thank you, John. I don't know when I'll get around to watching them, actually. I have an awful lot of stuff coming through at the moment from various different people, boys and girls. So if you send something, you know, you might not always get a response. I'm just trying to deal with everything that comes in. It takes quite a bit of time sometimes. And the other thing is, with the raffle tickets, if you ask for a raffle ticket, sometimes I can't always come back to you straight away. You need to be a little bit patient, my darlings, all right? Sometimes people ask for raffle tickets. Oh, I haven't got my raffle. Well, I haven't done them yet. Oh, when will you do that? Well, when I get a chance. You know, it's a bit like that, really. All right, my love. So there we are. Thank you, John. Off we go then. Tony King, ticket number 842. The next raffle will be on Monday week, so not next Monday, the one after. That's what you're getting the tickets for. I've just written down ticket for some reason. Tony. Why have I put ticket? Tony King is 842. Thank you, Tony. Mandy Davenport, 843. 844 for Michael Lawrence. Fran Green, 845. Sean Pye, 846. Diane Jebb, 847. John Aitken, 848. John Aitken, 848. Heidi, 849. Mick, 850. Yvonne says, we got Asda's 15 minutes from ours. Oh, that's not bad then. Oh, 15 minutes. Oh, no, it's too far to drive and try and save a bit of money on petrol. You'll spend that getting there, you see. That's the trouble. Ross Herndon, 851. Stephen Petty, 852. Colin Coates, 853. Yvonne, 854. Colin K, 855. Is that everyone? I think that's everyone, is it? Okay. Anyone else for raffle tickets? Please speak now. Okay, if I've missed you out, please speak now. And I shall correct that. Meanwhile, let's do today's not bingo, not raffle, but birthdays. It's birthday time here on United Kingdom Talk, boys and girls. And happy birthday on this Tuesday, the 10th of March, 2020, to Wayne Taylor. Good morning, Wayne. Hope you're well. 46, not as old as me. Happy birthday to... I work with Wayne in many places. He's a lovely chap, actually. And he's got... where he lives is just fantastic, where he lives. But happy birthday to you, Wayne, right in the centre of London there. Happy birthday. Steve Lambert, I work with him as well in Clapham. Hello, Steve. He's in Australia. Hope you're doing well, Steve. Long time no see. Don't say your age yet. Have you got to 38 yet? Oh, I reckon about 38, something like that. Johnny Reese, he does a lot of radio work. Good morning to you, Johnny. Happy birthday to you, sir. Adelino Goncalves, I think it is it? Happy birthday to you, sir. Martyn Collins today is 52 years old. Ralph Clapham is 67 years old. Marlene Warren. Good morning, Marlene. All right, my darling. Happy birthday to Marlene Warren. And Marcia Jenkins. I can't believe you're 57. Same age as me, aren't you? So happy birthday to you all, boys and girls. And for coronavirus, we have a little happy birthday film just for you all on your birthdays on this Tuesday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Keep washing those hands, gang. Keep washing those hands. That's it for the show today. Now, I'm expecting to pick the car up. No more text, is there? I'm expecting to pick the car up late this afternoon, or it might be tomorrow morning. So I'm not sure what time the next show will be. All right, my darlings. But I shall try and keep you fully informed on my little Facebook there. Have a lovely day. Thank you very much for watching and listening to the show on this Tuesday morning. See you soon. Bye-bye now.